Picture this. It's 3 a.m., you're on your bed, and you're scrolling reels. When suddenly you think about something, you feel a sense of aspiration, a sense of ambition. You want to achieve something you've never done before. I want to become the next LeBron James, or I want to become a billionaire before I turn 30. Something within those lines. You sleep and you have purpose in your head. You know what you want to do now, and you're fully invested into it. You have a vision. But the second you wake up the next day and you see your alarm ringing, you press snooze immediately and go back to snoring. You don't want to do anything else. You just want to sleep. You told me you're going to become the next LeBron James, but you can't even get up from your own bed. It's a little funny to me, but if you think about it, it's a very common thing. And this phenomenon is known as the motivation cycle. Motivation is something that is not consistent. It's something that it keeps changing based on how you feel. And usually, motivation is sort of with a thought, a certain trigger. For example, if you randomly saw a video, a motivational reel, or if you read a book with a few inspiring quotes in it, you would be more inclined to achieve something that they did. For example, if you read a book about sports and you saw an athlete you like, you would be more inclined to become like them. And after that, you turn to motivation. You see their goal and what they did with their life, and now you want to do it as well. You completely restructure the way you do things. Your schedule changes so that you can achieve what they did. And after a while, it seems like it works. For a few weeks, you keep on doing the same things. You slowly make progress, but suddenly, it all comes crashing down. Why? Because you randomly find it boring. You find it too exhausting. It's because you always think you're going to be happy with it. You lose your interest after a while, and the cycle continues. You restart with a new thought, you try being motivated about that, and then it comes crashing down again. And the thing about motivation is that motivation is based on the fact that you think you will always have energy to accomplish a long-term goal, which is simply not true, because when you think about it, the part of your brain that actually has ambitions, the part that actually controls what you think and what you project for yourself in the future is the prefrontal cortex. This part of your brain, it's basically the CEO. It does all the hard stuff. It does the logical thinking, the decision making, the impulse control. It has more than enough things to do during the day. If you have math homework, it's on that. It's already doing the job. It's already answering questions. If you have to analyze an English poem, it's already on the job. But at night, it doesn't have to do any of that. It doesn't have to do English homework. It doesn't have to worry about math. It can focus on yourself now. And even though it has less energy than it had before, there is still some energy you can use to dedicate to yourself. You can use this energy to accomplish your own goals, to follow your ambitions and dreams. And although motivation does work in the short run, the second you wake up the next day and realize you have to do the same task that stole your energy before, motivation completely collapses. It stops working, and you end up restarting the cycle again. And we've all been told that discipline will be the next and best solution to motivation. I mean, we've all been told motivation doesn't work anyway. Why even think about it? Just be disciplined. The thing about discipline, if we think about discipline as the type athletes or influencers promote all the time, the raw, hardcore type, the one where you just push yourself past your limit, it's not going to work because you might achieve your goal, but the thing is you're going to risk your health, you're going to risk your well-being, and you're basically going to burn out. Let me explain. Your brain uses 20% of your body's daily energy, and 20% is a significant amount when you think about the fact that your brain only weighs 2% of your body weight. The ratio is crazy between the two. And although it may not feel like it, you're using a lot of energy right now. You're continuously thinking. Thinking takes a lot of energy as itself. You're constantly aware of your surroundings. You know what everyone's doing around you. Your heart has to beat without you knowing about it. You keep on breathing without knowing. There's so many things that are happening behind your own back. And the thing is, discipline only gets a very minor share of that percentage. Discipline, it works like a battery. The remaining charge you have left, the remaining percentage, you can visualize it as a battery, a full battery, that when it's fully charged after you sleep and after you're fully energized, will stay completely full until you start using it. Imagine you're trying to achieve a goal, but every time you achieve it, you have to figure out if you want to actually do it or not. You actually wonder if it's worth your time or not. And what's that? That's what thinking is. You're wasting energy by just thinking if you should do something or not. And that's the thing. The more and more you keep on using discipline, the more and more you think, and the more and more your battery runs out. And when a battery hits zero, what does it do? Nothing, because it has no energy in it anymore. What you do is you either recharge it by sleeping, eating, drinking, whatever energizes you, or you try going past the limit. And the thing is, a dead battery doesn't do anything. Its energy is completely expended, it has nothing else to do. And the influencers you see, the athletes you see, who are known for their discipline, who are known for being some of the smartest and some of the strongest people in the world, they suffer the consequences of trying to outgo that battery. Think about Kobe Bryant. We all know who he is. If you don't know who he is, he's one of the best basketball players in the entire world. At least he was. Kobe Bryant was known for one thing, and that was his Mamba mentality. It was the one thing that shaped generations. It's the one thing that people look up to, because Mamba mentality is simply being disciplined so that you achieve your goals. It is a very broad term, of course, but it's basically Kobe's discipline marked in a term. And Kobe's discipline, it got him to his goal. He eventually ended up being one of the best basketball players in the entire world, although he paid the price later for it. In 2013, he suffered an ACL tear. An ACL tear is basically when you tear a ligament in your knee. And although it doesn't seem like a big deal, it's a very, very bad injury for a basketball player. And most people speculate that the ACL tear was a result of him pushing himself past his limit. And of course, not everyone can physically push themselves past their limit. Some people are naturally lazy, some people don't want to do anything. So relying upon yourself to push past the limit is simply useless. For most people, it's not even worth trying because you know it's not going to work. And the thing is, we've eliminated motivation as discipline already. We know it's not going to work, but we need a new solution because I don't want to have you lying at the edge of a cliff not knowing what to do. But the thing that I like to think about most are systems. We all know what systems are. You press start, it does whatever it does, whatever mechanism or whatever algorithm it uses, it eventually gets you an output. And that's what matters, because all you have to do, you have to press start, and then the momentum carries you away. And don't confuse it with no discipline at all. It's not true that systems and discipline are completely different things, but it's more like systems rely upon discipline. Systems rely upon discipline in this way that you have to start consistently every time for the system to work. A system doesn't start by itself, you have to press start every time. And that's the thing. There are three main ways systems are implemented to a person's daily life. And the first one is by making it easier. You don't start at the highest level, because if you try starting at the highest level, you're going to fall right back down. It's like trying to walk up a set of stairs. If you want to reach the fifth step and you're on the floor, you're not going to get to the fifth step by taking one step forward. You're going to end up on the first step. If you want to go up, you walk every single step and only then do you reach the top. Steps to success. It's something that everyone has heard eventually in their life. Another way is by linking your task or whatever you're doing really to a reality that you can't change, something physical. If not physical, something that it's not alterable at all. Something like the time or where you do it, all of these type of things. For example, if I want to do my English homework and I realized I wasn't doing it a lot, I would link that English homework to a particular time. I would figure out, instead of having to waste my time thinking if I should do it now or then, I would link it to a certain time, like 5 p.m. on a Tuesday, every single week. Now I don't have to think, now I don't have to even worry about it because I know when and what to do. I'm not wasting any of my discipline battery worrying about and thinking about if I should do something and when I should do it. If I want to know where to do it, well, I just think, I'm going to go to my desk in my room and I'm going to do this work for 1 hour. Now I know where and when to do it. I need that little bit of discipline to just go there and start. And after that, momentum carries you away and you end up finishing your task. Because your brain is lazy, it doesn't want to keep doing things over and over again. Like picture this, your brain really does choose the path of least resistance. It doesn't want to start something, but then randomly stop and having to restart again. That takes up much more energy than just continuing. Once you continue and you finish your task, you'll realize you'll build new habits. And that's the next point. Using a habit that you already have to create a new habit is a very, very, very useful thing that you can learn to do. Let's say you have a habit of picking up your phone every morning and scrolling for an hour. It's the first thing you do in the morning. You pick up your phone and you start scrolling. And you want to start reading more, let's say. You need to pick up the book, open it on the correct page, and start reading. But if you keep your book in your bag, half the room away, you're not going to get up and naturally go to the book. You're going to pick up your phone first, right? But what a system does, it puts the book on top of your phone. And since you have an instinct of picking up your phone every time, you will naturally pick up the book first in order to retrieve your phone. And now, You need that little bit of discipline to push through and open the correct page and start reading. It's a lot less energy needed in that than it is if you have to first get up, then go to the other side of the room, open your backpack, find the book, then walk all the way back, and then open it, and then start reading. That took a lot more time than just opening it and reading it. And I know it seems a little skeptical at first because systems, some people have heard of it before, some people have not. And for the people who have, you probably know that it works. But for people who haven't used them before, or for the people that didn't hear it, it seems like it wouldn't work because it relies upon discipline anyway, right? But let's agree on one thing. Numbers don't lie. In 2002, there was a study conducted by 3 scientists, Milne, Orbel, and Sheeran. In this study, what they did, they had a group of participants, and they forced this group of participants into 2. They split it into one side and another. One side, they used motivation, and their goal was to exercise more. They were fed motivational quotes. They were fed the fact that their health would increase, that they will be a lot better for themselves if they just started exercise. They have a lower chance of any heart issues later down the line. They were fed these type of things that don't actually force them or don't actually lay out what they have to do later. But group 2, they implemented systems. They implemented the fact that they would do something at a particular time in a particular place and that they would do it consistently over a long period of time. And the results are really shocking because, we already know, we've established that motivation doesn't work. And the numbers really prove it because only 35% of the group that relied upon motivation actually increased the amount of time they exercised. 35% is a pathetic number. It's really, really low. When you think about it, your main goal should be to actually improve. But if less than 4 out of 10 people actually improve the amount of time they exercise, what's the point? A solution is supposed to be a solution for everybody. It's not supposed to only target 35% of people. But systems, on the other hand, it's nearly a 3 times increase at 91%. 91% of group 2 who actually relied upon systems managed to increase the amount of time they exercise. And 91%, that means roughly 91 people in this room today will be able to increase the amount of time they exercise if they only implement systems. And really, if you think about it, the only thing they did, they only knew what to do, when to do it, and where to do it. It's really that simple. So the next time you're stuck trying to achieve a goal, or you're trying to do anything really for the past few months, weeks, or even just days, and you realize you're not the best at it, and you want to do something more, remember, it's not only on the inside of your head, it's also on the outside. Thank you.